So I hear this term a lot, rubbing shoulders with women, and how that's used to say women shouldn't be in the workplace. I know it's a figure of speech, but let's clarify something here. In most jobs, you have sexual harassment training. You're not allowed to be rubbing shoulders with anybody, and if you're passing by, you bump into them, and you go to stand to listen to the boss. Most men will move and let you hear. But even when you do have a meeting, everyone sits in their own allotted spots, and they're not the women are not imposing upon you or interjecting anything within it of that area where a meeting is taking place. In fact, I find it strange how the men reference like having women in the workplace as an inconvenience when, like, for me, for example, how many times guys accidentally touch my butt. It is ridiculous because I do squats, because I have a nice body, and you have to technically wear tight fitting clothing, right? Your body, your curves show. Everything shows. And they bump into you, they feel how solid it is. It's a mess. So, for example, one time I was on the computer, there was like this station here, I was doing something, and one of my coworkers, he's not that attractive in his body. He was 1 year clean of heroin. Not really the best guy in the whole world. But as I was there, he accidentally bumped into me, and I went like, oh, he goes, oh, sorry, like, you're like, hey man, there's a lot of space right here. Or when you're on the line in the culinary world, it was really bad so many times, man, is that the line in the kitchen and the line in general is very, very thin. You're very close to people, and it's all the time men turn around and their fingers accidentally tap your butt. Or they go to pass to grab something on the shelf, they bump into you. And they kind of let you know, like, who's the boss. And if you complain too much, it's like they think you're the whiny one, right? Oh, it was an accident. Oh, well, she's making it out of proportion. She stuck it out for me. And it's like, no, it's quite strange. So it's a good thing to think about whenever you're saying stuff like rub shoulders with men. You have to understand women are usually the ones who get pawed at, talked about by men in the workplace. The amount of sex I have to hear talked about at every restaurant job or just works in general, it's all sex. It's all sex. It's all the men talk about. So if the women were not there, imagine how worse some of these men would talk. I mean, their obsession was staring at every woman who walks by, speaking about every female customer who leaves, and then finding different ways to bump and touch and smack and everything other else expression of touch that can be qualified in language they attempt to do. So I've worked with some really great women, man, just filled with energy. And a lot of these girls, they're from Roanoke Park. Roanoke Park is up north, about like an hour and a half away. So a lot of them girls, I think it's because it's just a place of grit. They had like, there's one chick, she had like some really cool tattoos, and she had like thick boots, but like they were like these just heavy work boots, like steel toe boots. If you drop anything on your toes, there's steel there so that it can't crush your toe if you're dealing with heavy items. And she would slick her hair back, put it in a bun, and she was just in it. She was in it, man. She's in it. She's like on it. And whenever she showed up, I got more happy seeing her show up than some guys at work who maybe are a little slow and they don't put in the effort. A lot of those women, man, on that team, they were solid. They just never stopped. They were going and going and going. And they made a lot of money for the boss. A lot of money for the boss. And it's just, not every woman is dainty. Like, I've had some women who I worked with who they just play with their hair a lot. They're really into their phone. They want to make sure their lip gloss is nice, and they just want to be a beautiful bird, and they just want to pet themselves and act like a cat at work. While other women, they get it done, and they don't care what you look like. And let me tell you something. Some jobs, it's so busy that you can't stop working, right? These aren't like office jobs. It's a little bit different in the office environment, right? Because you have more time to sit and look. In jobs where you have to move your body, where you have to get in the game, a lot of those women are valuable. And I have to commend certain male managers. They're the ones who hire these women, and they know what type of go-getters, grit grinders, hustles They know what kind of women to hire. And without a doubt, those women are an asset to the company, because you can hire some men who are out of shape, they get tired, and you can't hire everyone with the perfect body. People got to earn a living and shouldn't be discriminated based on their body. But those athletic women outpacing the more chubby men, right? And making money for the boss. Like, there was one chick, she did so much, like, I don't know how she got all that energy. She wasn't like the other girls who take cocaine and drink 7 Red Bulls or something, or Monster energy drinks. She was just on it, right? She played soccer, and man, she could just go for like 8 hours, and I'd be like, dang, how does she? And then after work, she'd go play soccer. You know, she was quite amazing. I didn't always get along with her, but she was really well. Without a doubt, her spirit and her energy was tight like a machine. Like a machine, just go, go, go. It don't stop. It don't stop. It don't stop. So none of those women are taking time to brush shoulders with men. We ain't got nothing to prove with men. We're gonna get our money, get our stuff, handle our business. And those women having that attitude made the boss money. I mean, I also had other places where men want to come in and they want to see a woman with a smiley face, and they want to handle the business and talk to their co-workers and associates while having beautiful women dine them. But not just eye candy stripper types. No, I'm talking like women who have their needs. And there's also women who, like, I know this one lady, she was maybe in her, probably going on her 60s. She was a woman who was like half Chinese, half Vietnamese, and she just never stopped working. And she had short hair. Her hair was hair. She was a bit chubby, and then she had those New Balance shoes. She was, kind of nerdy looking, not a playgirl, but she was just on it. And her husband was a little bit more, calm, mellow. Maybe he wanted to deal in the stock room. He didn't really want to be out on the floor dealing with every situation that comes at you. And those women and others taught me a lot about how I can raise up my own bar, level up for work. Performance, 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 numbers, numbers. Bring it in, bring it in. Because when you sit down in those meetings, whether your boss is a man or a woman, they want numbers. It's not about brushing shoulders with women. It's about numbers. Bring the numbers, that's what you get, right? That's all they care about. And some of those women came up with solutions to problems and had information that the men didn't. The knowledge can go and pass through any type of person's mind. There's knowledge that comes from being a man and being a woman, and there's general knowledge that doesn't matter what gender you are. Knowledge is knowledge, regardless of how it filters through each person's personal brain system and such. So don't say it like women coming in brushing shoulders with men. They're contributing. They're bringing money to the men. They're bringing productivity. They're bringing progress, as in helping your business compete with other businesses who know how to hire the right personalities. Women bring so much gain to an industry. If you got a rinky-dink tiny coffee shop and the woman you hired isn't as good as you want, that's your fault, because you didn't hire the right woman and you didn't hire a good manager who knows how to hire those types of women. But in busy places like San Francisco and the Ferry Building, right? You go to Las Vegas. These women who are working, man, they're on their feet for like 9 hours and going home and doing what they gotta do, right? I knew chicks who we would work out and then go to work, and then after work, you take a shower, you're gonna go do some activities. It's just grind, 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 grind. Not every woman is this chick on a TV with giant boobs, cute little heels, who walks around and oh my gosh, microaggression. No, these women were gritty. And they were way, way above a lot of their male counterparts. Like, you get a 16-year-old guy, some men who are 16 years old, 17, 18, and instead replace them, get them out of that job, with a woman who's 22 who has to pay her college semester fees coming up. She's going to work hard because she got to get that money to pay that tuition, right? The women in America work hard, not because they want to brush shoulders with stupid men, right? It's because they got bills to pay, right? And they want to do stuff with their money. So when you say dumb things like brush shoulders with men, maybe you guys can think, in certain instances, yes, women bring a weird energy into the situation, and men bring a weird energy into situations. But in the workplace, it's about making money. It's about serving the customer. It's about get them in, get them out. Every quarter, we just got to stack it up, stack up those numbers. That's what we want to see. We want to be able to move a company onto the market in a profitable way, and we can't just sit around waiting for men all day. You got to hire some women. So think about that.